Hi, welcome to our webinar. Thank you so much for your time and for joining us. Today, you're going to learn how to do AI smart simulation and how you can use this solution to increase your case acceptance in a fast, simple, and impactful way. Let me introduce myself. I'm Dr. Diana Brandel. I'm also a dentist from Brazil, and I'm one of the smile experts. And today, I'll guide you through this webinar, teaching you how to use the picture to do a smile simulation. So welcome all of you who are here now learning. I want to tell you in advance that we're going to have a hands-on. So if you have your device with you, please, I want to invite you to download the app. You can go to App Store and download Smilefy so we can practice on the same patient together. AI Smile Simulation is a different way to engage, motivate, and educate your patient. So before we get started, I want to introduce our team here. So our agenda, I'll introduce the girls right after. Our agenda today, you're going to learn how to do smile simulation and learn about the benefits that it brings to your practice, how you can impact with the one smile simulation in the first appointment with the picture, tips on how to take the proper picture, the facial smiling pictures that we need, the hands-on. So I want you to practice and create so you can see by yourself how easy it is. And if you keep up with us until the end, I have a secret bonus for you. So we have here in the chat, part of our team, our integration consultants are here. So I want to introduce Dr. Andrea Leon and Dr. Daniela Gonçalves. Please, Andrea, say welcome.
Hi, doctors. Thank you for being here. Welcome. My name is Andrea Leon, and I am integration consultant from Smilefy. I'm here to answer any questions or any concerns that you have. Please just share any feedback and questions, and we're going to be here with you. Thank you.
Hi, doctors. Thank you for being here. My name is Daniela Gonzalez. I'm integration consultant of Smilefy also, and I am a dentist from Venezuela. Please feel free to make all questions that you have in the chat, and we're going to be active from there.
Great, thank you so much. So if you have any questions along the webinar, you can go in the chat, ask your questions. If you need help to get started with us, downloading the app, creating an account, they will help you to do that, okay? So I want to get started with this important question. So one of the things, how do you communicate with your patient today? But before you answer me, I want you to think about it. I will release a poll here. I want to know more about you. I want to know what is your specialty. So I'm going to launch a poll and I would like to understand all the audiences. So what is your specialty? Please, I want to know. Oh, I see here you already voting. I see general, I see prosto, implantologist, ortho, dental technicians. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Let me tell you in advance, this is very useful. I'm also an implantologist and I worked with Prosto for 17 years. I'll show you the transformation about this. So we have general, Prosto, implantologist, ortho, and dental technician. This is nice. Thank you so much for answering me so I can go and guide you through that. So let's start. Let me just end the pool. Let me close it. Let's get started. So I want to show you different ways that I've seen doctors use throughout the times. And I want to bring something very different for you. I know that the way we are consuming today has changed, especially after pandemic. A lot of people are clicking. We don't have time to wait a lot, right? Amazon, different ways to consume products. And this is the same way that we are bringing information for our doctors. I see patients coming up to the offices. They come within one idea of smile they are looking for. They are very influenced by the social media. They want to have the celebrity smile. They come, okay, I want to do veneers and look like that celebrity. So they bring us the information, but what else we need to do to get this information and to use to benefit us, not only the patients. So I would say the 2D smile simulation is something that was created for the patient's delight, for the patient's experience. We know that our experience talks for us. When you have a patient in front of you, you have the chance to see, okay, I need to rotate this specific tooth. Oh, baby, I have this space and probably I can place an implant here. Or if you are doing ortho, what about shifting the midline? Even if you have techniques and if you have devices, tools that provides you one specific idea of how it's going to look like, nothing else compares to have the picture with this smile design. And this is what I want to tell you when the patient shows you what you want. So I used this in the past, the typo don't style. When you open the macro module and you explain the patient all the process, all the procedures you are about to perform, is something that the patient understands, but it's not that impactful. It's a little bit confusing and also boring. I want you to think about it because this is something that we still use today. As I told you, you will see that I'm going to mention this throughout the webinar. What a kind of communication you have. Because if the patient comes to your office, he is interested in something, and why you're not closing the cases? Why you're not giving them the right idea on how you can perform that? Especially if you invested in your office, you want to bring somebody else, you want to bring different specialties. This is something that you can really benefit from. So I would say the first step of prospecting clients is selling them, not only selling them the idea, but making them visualize how they're going to look like. And this is very important. So I want you to think about this. How the typodont style is not working right now at the moment. Another thing that I have here in the office is that flyer. And believe me, I have seen this a lot of times, how you can give the flyer to a patient and the patient like selects as a menu what kind of smile I want to have. But do you agree with me when the patient sees that flyer and they don't recognize themselves in this picture, it's going to be hard. If you are going from a different perspective, from the patient's perspective, when you look at this, they don't see themselves there. And if you look very quick, it ends up seeing the same thing. And this is one of the benefits that we have with Smilefy. We know how we can select the smile and we can place with the smile picture, and the patient can actually see themselves there. I think this is something. Who here never heard about a patient? Okay, I need to check my finances. Maybe I'm not ready at the time. I need to discuss this with my wife, or I need to discuss this with my husband. And now you have the option of, all right, I'll send you a picture so you can show him or show her how it's gonna look like. Or even if the patient is not ready at the time with the picture, it's easy them to memorize how they're gonna look like in the end of the treatment plan. So let me see. Close this question. So nothing that is related with the patient brings emotion. And the way you communicate needs to be smoother, but also working with the picture. Otherwise, you don't impact the patient. The other thing that I want to show you is that the smile design was already, we had idea how we wanted to present a patient. Like we created the Photoshop, the Keynote, the PowerPoint. But thinking about today, when people are rushing, people want to know how it's going to look like, the time that is going to be, we need to consider some factors like time consuming, like hard to learn, and can like this kind of Photoshop or Keynote or PowerPoint techniques cannot be done in the first visit. And what you get from there, patient loses emotion, patient loses motivation. So today is the time. Patient comes, take a picture, smile simulation, present your treatment plan, share with the patient the idea how it's gonna look like, and bring the patient to get started. So this is why I'm here today. I wanna help you to increase case acceptance and then make this something useful and applicable that you can start using this tomorrow. That's the reason we are here. So smile simulation can be done in less than 1 minute. There are a few things that I'm going to share with you during the presentations, especially about the picture. I would say nowadays, the picture is gonna be your first impression, the door for the patients to really get started and understand how you're gonna proceed and how you're gonna bring all the knowledge you have, the experience, the dental knowledge you have into something super easy. Do you agree that the people are changing the way they shop? Please let me know if you agree with that. I want you to answer before I get started with my simulation. So if you see right now with Smilefy, this is what I'm proposing to you right away. Smilefy is a different way to win more patients with fast smile simulations. Can you believe this is the same person? This is the same person. She came to the office. She's one of our cases, one of our successful cases. And she came, she's 22 years old, feeling bad about the gaps between the central incisors. She felt that her teeth was too short, and we did a smile simulations. And of course, she's super young, so she did ortho, she did gingivectomy. We didn't do veneers, we did injectable composite veneers, but look about the behavior. And this is something that you can also register and use as a strategy for you to present your cases to the world, to social media, for example, or to use this as a strategy for recall patients. I know a lot of stories here in the office of people who had your smile changed through WhatsApp. Believe me, the doctors are sending messages, the patient sends pictures when we do simulations, and you end up doing the first consultation through WhatsApp. And with the virtual consultations, this is a nice tool to engage with the patient. I'm truly amazed about the answers. All of you agree that people change the way they are consuming. I'm pretty happy about this. So let's get started with that. I want to show you how you can do that. And we are going to practice on this case together. So let's get started. Another thing that I like to use, I told you, as I am an implantologist from Brazil, and this is one of the things that I like most, depending on how you can present the patient. You know, in the past, I remember I had a macro model that comes with a big implant and the crowns over it. And when I started to explain to my patients, hey, we're gonna have two different steps doing this procedure. The first one is gonna be the surgical. I have your CBCT files. I'm gonna place an implant. Probably you will need a bone graft. And then right after a few weeks, we are gonna place the denture over implants. Between those times, you're gonna have a provisional one. So imagine this for our patients to understand. Imagine if they are fear about surgery and blood and everything, how uncomfortable they are about listening about this process. This is not something they are interested to. But if you take a picture and explain to them, okay, what kind of smile would you like to have? Now we're gonna place implants and you're gonna be able to have a better smile. You're gonna feel secure. Now you're gonna have a better phonetics. You're gonna have better aesthetics on your smile. What kind of smile would you like to have? And then you can ask the patient, and that patient can visualize himself or herself in that picture. So this is exactly what we can do. We take a picture, we create a template following facially driven smile design, and we have the before and after. And this you can keep as one of the first steps to start the treatment plan of your patient. Picture, simulation, and discussion. Another thing, so I know that we have different specialties, so let's go and bring this to your specialty as well. Prostodontic cases. You can use this to take measurements. increase the height of the length of the teeth, to make lengthening crowning, to use also during the wax stream. You can take pictures before and then during the wax stream, when you do the measurements, you can also do the smile simulation there. And then you can have something more real for your patients. For ortho brainstorming, it's also important. The patient sometimes cannot imagine how it's gonna look like the potential smile. And then you can show doing the smile simulation. For example, you can shift the midline, you can increase the angulation on the posterior teeth, and then you can explain, okay, if you commit, this is what I expect until the end of the treatment plan. You can also use for perio, for gingivectomy. You can use for lengthening crowning. We have a lot of tools in the app as well. After the AI smile simulation, this is only one of the steps, and you can also get the smile harmony. Imagining that patients that already conclude, for example, the ortho treatment, and they are ready to get started with veneers or injectable composite veneers. This is one option that you can present to your patient as well. So it's not only about them, it's not only about selling, it's about them, it's about you communicating better with your patients. Let me go. So are you ready to get started with us? I want to show you how to get started. So today, now it's our hands-on. So I want to get started with pictures. So all of you, please, if you have your iPad or if you have your iPhone, or you can use your computer. This is one of the benefits that you can also apply to your office. You can use 3 different devices to do the smile simulation, one iPhone, one iPad, and the MacBook. You can easily mirror this image that you generate in a television, in a monitor that you have, if you have a monitor in your chair, or if you have a television, a monitor in your room. When the treatment coordinator goes to negotiate, you can also mirror the design there, and the patient can actually see what it's gonna look like. This is something that you can use. So let's get started. I want you to open the app. I'm going to share with you my screen. So let me share with you my iPad. And let's get started. Okay, so this is our app, Smilefy. So when you open it, you have the menu. So today, as I told you, I'm gonna work, we can work the same patient together, okay? So I want you to click on new patient. And then after, I want you to click on try me. Before you start, you click on try me, this is our menu. So you have a space for patient digitalization, for 2D and for 3D design. Seems that you have, if you receive a patient and you want to start a conversation, the patient comes to your office, you are receiving the patient for the first time, the patient doesn't know if they want to do the smile design or not. This is something that you didn't talk before, and you want to know how it's going to look like. You can start introducing yourself and telling, hey, I need a picture. It's part of our procedure to take a picture. Let's do a simple smile simulation pretty fast. You can train somebody else from your team to get started with the picture. And you can explain that you use artificial intelligence to help the patient during the clinical evaluation. So I want you to click on try me. And then after, please tap on try me 2D. We have 3 patients here. I'm gonna select Maria. Let's give her a name, Maria. It's gonna be try me 3. And let's get started. Remember that I told you there is a key for you to succeed with the smile simulation. And I wanna bring this to you right now. So observe this picture. This is the proper picture to get started. We have artificial intelligence in the software that analyze the whole face. So it is very important that you can see all the patient's face. You can see the base of the chin, the top of the forehead, both ears, interpupillary lines, and you can see a wide smile. So observe that you can see all the structures. How you can get this? It's super simple. You need to have a solid background, a great light. We have a ring light to help us. You take a pictures. The patient has the natural head position, and you can observe that the eyes are in the same level of the camera lens. So the patient is here seated. You can have a little spot next to your next to your chair or next to your panoramic where the patient sits erect, and then you take the picture. If you see a big smile, if you see part of the buccal corridor, you succeed. It's very important that the patient needs to have a little space between the arches. So what a kind of smile I expect when my patient comes is that surprise smile, make the experience nice. So they give you a smile like this. So this is what I want, okay? This is super important for you to impact the patient. So when you add the picture in the app will add this frame automatically, okay? You need to adjust the frame in the patient's smile. So you can click, you can tap on the arrows, and then you can change up and down, left and right. So you place it. I'm gonna place it, but if you'll see now that we need to adjust proportions. It's not fitting perfectly. So in cases like this, we go to height, so we can increase the height, we can adjust proportions, and we can also extend or not the buccal corridor. So this is how I'm going to place my smile design. Based on that, you can adjust the smile curve, and you can tap on generate smile. And this is how the app will suggest you one smile. You can see that the app tells you that the patient is young, and according to the face, her face, the best shape, teeth shape would be the triangle. So you can play with different smiles as well. Remember the flyer I told you about? I showed you in the beginning of the webinar. Okay, instead of having that flyer, I'll show you how you can play with different smiles. It's pretty easy. You have this one that this is what the app suggested. But let's say if you want to play around and find out different smiles for your patients, you select Smile Gem and Free, and you start tapping Generate. So when you do that, the app does a lot of different combinations, and you can show different smiles to your patient. So you can see it's changing. You also have the options to mark the lip and make this more accurate. So I'm going to adjust the line here to make this more accurate. And of course, we have different tools to customize even more the smile design. So you can tap and see different smiles. And during this, having a conversation with your patient. What kind of smile? What you would like to change? What kind of color? And you can explore the tools and do and customize the way you want. So I'll show you very quick all the tools we have. So we have Smile Harmony, and here we have also the template. So if you want to explore and customize by your own, you can just hit on these little arrows and change the smiles, and you can also change the colors and see. It's very intuitive. You have the frame. The frame is the time that you can adjust position of the whole roof. You can change the height, the ratio. You can also extend the buccal corridor, or even select how many units you plan to show your patient. We have the advanced tool for those patients, asymmetric patients, patients who has, for example, peg laterals, diastemas, that you want to be specific in certain areas of the smile. You can go with advanced, and then you can customize. For example, I'll click on this central, and we can move the position, we can rotate, we can adjust, we can increase the length or not. So you can mirror design, so you can work more the details. And last but not less important, we have the colors. This is one of the things that really impacts if the patient needs to change the color of the smile, if they need to do a whitening, if you want to show them how they're going to look like, this is super nice. You can do the warmth, you can play with the colors, you can play with the brightness. You can also play with the color of the gum, or you can actually erase the gum and work with the existing gum, the patient, giving them more naturality. And this is the final part that I think this is what everybody expects when after they design the smile. This is the before and after. We have this tool, this slider motion, and this is super nice because really brings the patient the idea of the present and the future, and it helps a lot them to visualize and commit with the treatment. So here we have this slider motion that we can use. And you also have the side-by-side picture. It means, what if you want to try another type of smile? Can I do that? Yes, you can, with the same picture. And you have the before and after. So I want you to think, who can benefit from this from now on? That patient who left the office without closing, the patient who is ending the ortho treatment, the patient who needs to place an implant, the patient who needs to reshape and get better harmony with anterior teeth for cosmetics. This is an amazing tool for you to show them. So I want to do another case to show you. So after you do that, you can save the case. And when you save the case, the patient will be here saved in your patient's list. It seems that you don't lose, that you're never going to lose the smile design. You can reopen the project. And after the patient commits with you, you can go and open the patient digitalization after and continue adding different files to that patient. It's going to be saved here in the cloud. Okay, so let's do another patient. I'm going to click on 2D design. The patient comes. I have the patient here. I'm going to get the patient from my library. And this is going to be my patient. So this is the patient, no lip support, implants, used dentures the whole life. And now she's ready to put an implant. And I want to find out what kind of smile she wants. You take a picture, click on AI simulation, and you can start exploring different smiles. You will place the smile frame right here, adjust the smile curve, extend the buccal corridor, and you can generate a smile. This is one option. How can I play with different options? Let's go to Smile Jam. Let's do a different smile for her. And what if I want to change? What if I want to increase the height? What if I want to change my smile? You can also do that. So you can explore different smiles by clicking and giving the patient an option to see. When you place the implants and you do the wax ring, or when you do provisionals, you can also redo, and now you have more lip support. So this is something that you can do during transition. So imagine how you change the experience of this patient instead of only explaining her how the implants are going, how you're gonna place them, the surgery, the time, all the process. She wants to know that. So the 2D design is about my patient. It's not about me. It's about my patient. So let's go back to our presentation. And let me know in the chat, please. How do you feel about that? Do you think this is something that can really contribute for your growth in your office? Did you already try another different way of smile design? Let me know. I want to know more from you. I know a lot of people are here. Tell me. You can answer in the chat. So you should be asking, you might be asking, okay, I know how the smile simulation works. It's easy, it's fast, it's something that I can easily do. What is my next step? So the next step is you become a member. But before, I want to tell you one thing that I really prepare for this day. So if you become a Smilefy member, you get unlimited smile simulations. You get online smile designer masterclass that will help you to get started, and also the premium support. But I understand throughout the years that it's not only about us investing on digital tools. We need to bring the team together. We need to be at the same page, because you can use this to help you if you have associates, if you work, it doesn't matter if you work in a boutique office or if you work in a big office. This is something that can benefit different specialties. So if you bring your team along, it's easier. Somebody who receives the patient takes the picture. And what I'm going to propose to you is the bonus. The bonus is that we are going to provide you a online training, 30 minutes training, when you're going to bring the whole team. We're going to set up one specific time of your day. We're going to book the session via Zoom, and I will help you to get started. You will get the return on the investment with the first case, how to take the proper picture, how to manage the buttons, how to plan, how to change the colors, how to make this more natural as possible. So I'll do the training with the team so all of you can be at the same page. So think about it, the team training and also how you can get the membership. You have here the QR code that if you are watching me from the computer, just point your camera and you're gonna be in our page to understand. You have the price for $6.99, the yearly membership. I collect funny stories, as I told you in the beginning. This is a nice strategy for social media. This is a nice strategy to sell, prospect. This is a nice strategy to upsell, and you can also use this and different specialties. So I'll give you a few minutes. We are going to be in the chat talking to you if you want more information about it, if you want to sign up right now. Dr. Daniela and Dr. Andrea are in the chat, so please communicate from there. And I hope to see all of you soon, booking your trainings and getting you on board. So thank you so much for your time. I'll be here in the chat if you have any questions.